Good day. So in this video, you're going to learn how to determine the derivative of trigonometric functions, the formulas that we're going to use for differentiating trigonometric functions, and I'm going to give you proofs dun sa mga selected formulas natin, and using the four-step rule and using the implicit differentiation. Okay. So here are the 6 formulas that we're going to use for differentiating trigonometric functions. The derivative of sine u equals cosine u times du over dx. The derivative of cosine u equals negative sine u times du over dx. The derivative of tangent u equals secant squared u times du over dx. The derivative of cotangent u equals negative cosecant squared u times du over dx. Derivative of secant u equal to secant u times tangent u times derivative u with respect to x. The derivative of cosecant u equal to negative cosecant u times cotangent u times du over dx. Remember, u is differentiable function of x, meaning naka-chain rule na yung ating formulas of differentiation for trigonometric functions. Kasi yung u natin is more than of x. Kasi yung basic differentiation trigonometric formulas, kapag basic siya, that is derivative of sine x equal to cosine x na lamang. Okay? Wala na yung du over dx because x is not more than of x. Pag more than of x, kailangan gumamit tayo ng chain rule. Okay? Ano ba yung more than of x? Let's say, u is equal to, let's say, x squared plus 5. We have u equals to, or x is x squared plus 5. Or x here is, let's say, x plus 5 raised to 4, etc., etc. Ito yung sinasabi kong more than of x. So, if the angle after the trigonometric function is more than of x, we're going to apply this formula. We determine the derivative of the function times the derivative of the angle of nung ating given function pa. Okay? So, remember, u is differentiable function of x. Okay? Now, after nung ma-present ko sa inyo yung mga formulas na gagamitin natin sa pagkuha ng derivative ng trigonometric functions, ipuprove muna natin yung sum of the formulas dito. So, iprove natin that the derivative of sine u equal to cosine u du over dx. Okay? So, first thing to do is to let y equal to sine u. And then, gamitin natin yung four-step rule. Paano yung four-step rule? We let y equal to y plus delta y and x equals x plus delta x. Sa case nito, u will be u plus delta u. So, we have y plus delta y. We have sine u plus delta u. Okay? Then, solve natin si delta y over delta x. Okay? And that will be our dy over du. Okay? If we get the limit of the quotient as delta u approaches to 0. So, transpose natin si y. So, we have delta y here. Sine u plus delta u. Pag nilagay si y, magiging negative y. And y is sine u. So, lagay na lang natin negative sine u. Okay? And then, we divide both sides by delta u. Okay? And that will be equal to your dy over du. Okay? dy over du is the limit of this. Limit of sine u plus delta u minus sine u all over delta u as delta u approaches to 0. Okay. Okay. So, what we need now to determine the limit of this function is to remove delta u. Ano? Kasi, pag wala ang delta u, we can already get the limit. Kasi pag hindi ito nawala, si delta u, that will become 0 on the denominator. So, limit does not exist. So, what we're going to do is to use products to sum formulas. Okay? Product to sum formulas. Ito yung nakikita kong madaling paraan para magawa natin yan. Okay? Ang product to sum formulas na copy ko dito, actually naturo ko to sa inyo nung kayo ay nasa grade 10 pa. So, cross-multiply ko na yung 2 para diretso na. So, we have 2 cosine alpha sine beta equal to sine alpha plus beta minus sine alpha minus beta. So, ang kailangan natin ma-solve si alpha at saka si beta. It doesn't mean that alpha is u and beta is delta u. No. Kasi alpha minus beta is equal to u. Okay? Solve muna natin si alpha and beta. We have two equations. Okay? So, from here, ito yon sin u plus delta u. Ito siya. Minus sin u, ito yon sin alpha minus beta. So, to solve for alpha and beta, we have here alpha plus beta equals to u plus delta u. Okay? Alpha plus beta is equal to u plus delta u. From here naman, alpha minus beta is equal to u. So, alpha minus beta is equal to u. Okay. So, this is system of equations, linear equation. So, add na lang natin. So, we have 2 alpha is equal to 2u plus delta u. So, therefore, alpha is equal to, divide both sides by 2. So, we have u plus delta u over 2. Okay? Yun na si alpha natin. Next is, solve natin si beta. From here, so lipat si alpha, we have beta, delta u, beta equal to u plus delta u minus u minus delta u over 2. So, therefore, beta is equal to, cancel yung ating u, delta u minus delta u over 2, that is delta u over 2. Okay? So, therefore, okay, ang ating new function here will become, this is dy over dx, du is equal to limit of, magiging ganito, 2 cosine alpha, this one, cosine u plus delta u over 2 times sine beta is delta u over 2, delta u approaches 0. Okay. Now, what is the next step? The next step is to use the theorem that I presented to you this ating first lesson about transcendental functions. That is, limit of sine u over u is equal to 1 as u approaches 0. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, these two na coefficient pwedeng mapapunta sa ilalim. So, that will be equal to limit of, i-rewrite natin siya, is the same as delta u over 2. Angle ko. As delta u approaches 0. Now, itong dalawang ito na yung ating lesson na i-present ko sa inyo, first lesson natin about limits. So, therefore, ito equal na sa 1. Okay? Okay, so we have dy over du is equal to, this is equivalent to 1. So, substitute natin 0 from here. So, this will be equal to 0. So, matitira sa atin ay cosine u plus 0 times this equivalent to 1. Okay? So, we have dy over du is equal to cosine u. Okay, sorry. And we all know that u is differentiable function of x. So, we can multiply both sides by du over dx. Multiplying both sides of the equation by du over dx. So, we have here dy over du times du over dx is equal to cosine u du over dx. So, therefore, we have dy over dx is equal to cosine u times du over dx. So, that is our proving nung ating pong first formula para sa derivative ng derivative ng trigonometric function. Okay? So, I'm going to prove pa rin yung isang isang formula ng ating trigonometric functions. This one. Okay? Para naman sa proving ng ating third formula para sa derivative ng trigonometric functions, we're going to apply naman implicit differentiation. But first, we all know that we can rewrite tangent q as a quotient of two identities. So this is our first step. We have tangent q is equal to sine u times cosine u. And then, kunin na kaagad natin yung derivative ng both sides of our equation with respect to x. So we get d over dx, derivative din ito. Okay, yun ang gagawin natin. Now, ang kukunin lang natin derivative, we are interested to determine the derivative of tangent u. Ito na yung ating third formula. What we need is to get the derivative of this side of the equation. Gamit yung ating quotient rule, equal to denominator, derivative nung numerator, derivative sign is cosine, yung nakagamitin natin. Cosine u times derivative pa ni u. Okay? Minus yung taas, derivative nung baba. Derivative ng cosine, yun ang gamitin natin. Negative sine u times d over dx. Times square nung ilalim. Cosine squared u. Okay? So, equal to this cosine squared u. Cosine squared u du over dx plus sine squared u. Sine squared u du over dx over cosine squared u. Then, pwede natin gamitin yung identity. Factor muna natin du over dx. Cosine squared u plus sine squared u over cosine squared u. And gamit yung ating identities, this is equal to 1. Okay? So, we have 1 over cosine squared u times du over dx. Then, gamit din yung reciprocal identity ng cosine, that is equivalent to secant. Okay? Secant, taas mo lang, secant squared na siya. Secant squared u du over dx. So, na-prove na natin yung ating third formula, which is the derivative of tangent u is equal to secant squared u du over dx. Okay? So, I'm going to give you examples, mga 4 or 5 examples para sa derivative of trigonometric functions. Thank you.